لو كان سلعة تباع لبذلت فيه الأموال العظام أو صعد في السماء لسمت إليه نفوس الكرام.
Something very interesting connected to atheism that I came across one of your videos earlier this morning. It was connected to suffering. Like, and I didn't know this, that like one of suffering is a root cause with a lot of atheists.
Yeah.
Like automatically they'll say like, why is Allah testing me with this? Or why is God testing me with this? Why did God wouldn't, kill my child if he was really real and things like that? Can you explain that a little bit more, like for the audience, like how them two are really in line?
Yeah. I think one of the reasons why the problem of evil, the problem of suffering, they call it, is affecting people so much, is because it's something that is close to people. Most people have suffered in their life in some way with the diseases, or they have someone around them that have suffered, or they see in television, they see people that suffer. When it comes to other atheist shubahat that they have, speaking about cosmology, what happened before, they're speaking about Big Bang and all these things, many people, it's like a non-issue for them.
Yeah.
Okay, you said 13.7 billion years ago. Yeah, but now someone is speaking and is saying suffering, and he said, yeah, my mother she's got cancer. And so on. So this is something that is emotional, and it's close to you. It's close to your life.
Yeah.
And especially like you open television, you see people, you see kids suffering and so on. So this is something that can really affect people in different ways. And I have like you said, I have a whole thing about it on Blogging Theology.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but is it relatively new, this issue, suffering?
No. People thinking about suffering is something that I think have been around since the beginning of mankind. People thinking about it, why they are suffering, trying to explain it in accordance to their worldview. Because the thing that I always mention is suffering and evil is not something that only the Muslim is thinking about. Even the atheist, even the Hindu, even everyone is thinking about suffering and trying to understand it in accordance to his worldview. And what I try to show in my thesis is that no one can answer this issue better than a Muslim.
Allah Akbar.
Yeah, because an atheist, okay, why is the world here at all? They can't even explain why the universe is here. And why is it something that is good and that is bad? Why are we more people healthy than sick? We could be, we can have like thousands of different diseases, but usually we don't have any disease. Why is the body working in the way that it is if there is no creator that created us with all this design and so on? So there are many issues that are really hard for the atheist to explain, but it's also harder for him to cope with suffering. You see someone who is an atheist and is about to die in cancer. He does not believe that he will get away with his sins will be forgiven. There is a paradise that Allah will reward him and so on. It's just everything is just useless. Everything is no purpose and so on.
Like a really like pessimistic type of approach to life. Everything is just against me type of thing.
There's a very interesting book written by a Jew who was a psychologist. His name is Viktor Frankl. He wrote a book called the purpose of purpose of life or something like that. He got a theory in psychology called logotherapy. He said that the most important way to cope with distress in life is through finding meaning in the distress, finding a meaning in life. If you don't have a meaning with life, this is when a problem get hard. He was in Auschwitz and he got out and he wrote his book about these things, and he saw that the people that could cope with life in the concentration camps and so on were the ones that had a meaning with their lives. If you're an atheist, you don't have an objective meaning with life. There's nothing bigger, there's nothing transcendent with your life. So finding meaning in your specific suffering right now, a Muslim can say, okay, there's a broader meaning in life. I'm here in this world, it's in this dunya, it's a test, it's an ikhtibar from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and if I cope with that test, I will come to paradise forever and ever. Now I have a disease. Allah Azza wa Jalla will forgive me for my sins. He will take me up in darajat, in levels. So you can see, even when some of these sufferings come to you, you can even take it and you see like, Alhamdulillah, this is something good for me. This will take me closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What can the atheist say?
Exactly.
What can he say? There's no akhirah, there's no afterlife, it's nothing there. There's no point at all. I spoke to an old atheist one time, he said, there's nothing cool to be old. I'm growing old, there's nothing cool with that. It's like everything is like, things are just getting worse and worse. But as a Muslim, you're like, hadith about Shaybat al-Muslim, you get grey hair, and it's like everything you can see a purpose and a meaning with the whole life, and with every specific thing that happened with you in your life. You can even reflect about things. Okay, this happened to me. I can take. I mentioned it before when I was in a podcast. I was a new Muslim and I went to the mosque, and I had my jacket and I put my phone in my jacket. I put it in a place. It was in the winter, and then I prayed. I came back and someone stole my phone. And I was a new Muslim. I was in the mosque. I was like, what is this? Like, I come to a mosque. It's a holy place, and people are stealing my phone. I could not see any hikmah with that. But I used to have all of the numbers to my old friends there, all of my Jahiliyyah friends there, and they were living far away from me in another area. So I was like, okay, I don't call them now. I got new friends, new Muslim friends. So when I saw that in the beginning, it was like someone stole my phone. Then after that was a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And these are a lot of things in our lives. We can only see the wisdom like maybe years after.